Hello everybody, it's that college football guy here with another video. Time for that college football recap show. The week that was had quite a bit of happen. Now, I've done some videos during the week. We did about SEC expansion candidates for the Big Ten and with the expansion candidates for the Big Ten, the SEC. We already know about the ACC, some of the ACC situation, but I'm gonna get into a few things that I didn't get to during the week. Like everybody's hit the big topics. We all know this, but there's a few things that may have slipped through the cracks. There's a big one in the room here that I'm going to get to. I'm going to do the small stuff first. It's actually going to be pretty quick because there's not that much small stuff. One of the small things I forgot to mention, I should have, is that Washington State has technically joined the Mountain West Conference. Other people have covered this, but basically Washington State joined the Mountain West for baseball and for women's swimming. That now gives the Mountain West 8 schools. Oregon State feels it's beneath them to join for now. We'll see what happens later on. We all know the joke that's going around about Clemson with the transfer portal, right? We all know the joke. Like Dabo hasn't added anybody, and for I don't know how many years in a row now, Clemson joins Air Force, Army, and Navy as the only schools to not add anybody from the transfer portal. Well, Army and Navy and Air Force can't add anybody from the transfer portal because in order to get into those respective, get to West Point or the Naval Academy or get to Colorado Springs Air Force Academy, you have to have a congressional appointment. So that's not going to get handed out. So they're not going to get any transfers. That goes without saying here. Also, Urban Meyer. Yeah, I brought him up. He made a statement this past week. I could have laughed at earlier. I'm going to laugh at it now. It's just the weekend. NIL's cheating. I mean, it's cheating because you don't have no way to be able to use it. And if so, you were coaching, you wouldn't have been as successful. People would have gotten everything, gotten the advantages over you. That kind of thing. Like people are saying the reason why Nick Saban got out is because the playing field's gotten level and it's a lot harder to compete. There's also one thing that just dropped. I'm going to save that one for last regarding the... oh, you know what? I'm going to do that one now. Because the big one involves law regarding the North Carolina system and Virginia Tech. The NCAA, because Kermani McClain left Colorado, it was and became a walk-on at Florida. He'll get a scholarship next year. The NCAA better report a preliminary report that they want to eliminate walk-ons and propose reduced scholarships to 80 player athletes to 85. This is going to go over like a lead balloon. You want to eliminate walk-ons? No, absolutely not. I mean, a big tradition to have on there was Texas A&M, the 12th man. You had 11 guys who were walk-ons, who were just walk-ons on the football team, run off on kickoffs, making plays because that's maybe their only shot and they got absolutely nothing to lose. That makes them the most dangerous guys on the field. So, I've loved walk-ons. So eliminating this for me is beyond stupid. Reducing the scholarship size. Somebody want to bring it back up. I mean, this is moronic to me. This is absolutely moronic. But then again, can we explain anything the NCAA is doing as being intelligent these days? I mean, when was the last time they did something intelligent? And what millennium was it? Let me know in the comments. Okay. The big news. Well, for the week, we already saw this, and I've covered this during the week. ACC's not settling with Florida State and Clemson. No kidding. They want to... I want to say this. The ACC is not decided they will not settle in any way, shape, or form with Florida State and Clemson. They want to see this through to the end. But you know, and they're saying, well, North Carolina, the Board of Trustees, Bubba Cunningham walked out of the ACC meetings, and the Board of Trustees and the interim chancellor said the fact that they need to leave the conference. Like, this wasn't already knew about the Magnificent Seven and everything else. Like, this is a stunning revelation. Anybody? What rock were you under? Everybody's known North Carolina wants to get out. This has been one of the worst kept secrets of them all. So But North Carolina, they're not going to make a move until, one, Florida State and Clemson, that situation's resolved, because they're not going to spend money to do anything. Number two, they're going to wait till Florida State and Clemson resolve. And number two, find out how much that is, and what's ESPN going to do with the media rights deal? Until those two get resolved, they're not going anywhere. Now, are they going to go through back channels and do some investigatory stuff and find out some things? Absolutely. They'd be crazy not to. But no, nothing's going to happen then. Now, Virginia and Virginia Tech has been rumored for a long while that they are tied together, that wherever one goes, the other goes, and calimony. I went through it. There was an attempt to have them bound together, possible restitution of the other as such. It failed miserably. So legally right now, there is no tie or anything like that, or even being proposed in the Virginia legislature right now. Nothing. But the one thing is, the State Attorney General of Virginia, Jason Myers, he went on the record saying that it is my fervent hope that Virginia Tech and Virginia never make the decision to weaken the other institution. In other words, don't do something that's going to hurt the other. Now, you're the tallest ranking law enforcement official, but you're not in charge. Now, what is he hoping? Please stay together. But can they legally stop them from doing it? No. However, North Carolina legislation has been just put up. Actually, May 2nd, it went in. North Carolina House Bill 965. The UNC Intrastate Athletic Competition Bill. Originally, primary of this was Jake Johnson. Other members who proposed this were Jason Sain, Ray Pickett, and David Wells, representatives in the House in North Carolina. It has already passed the first reading in the House. The second reading, something has not been done yet. Now, what does this state? I went through and actually read the thing. It's a lot of legalese. I'm pretty sure other things on here, but basically, they are determined there are two types of institutions within the North Carolina system. Two. There are, how they term the two here, are high level, I don't know, I was writing this down. High level involvement schools. I wrote this kind of fast, folks. High level involvement schools. That's UNC, North Carolina State, and there are eligible constituent institutions. Charlotte, East Carolina, Appalachian State, referring to those in FBS. Those specifically stated. Football Bowl Subdivision, FBS, is actually in this bill. That basically what it says in this regards to do with football and men's and women's basketball. North Carolina and NC State must play each other every year, home or away, in football. And must play each other in men's and women's basketball, home or away, every year. And over the course of a 6-year period, must play home and away with every constituent institution, which means a home and away series, basketball and football, with East Carolina, Appalachian State, and Charlotte. Like football, it's basically, you do a rotation. You play 3 one year, 3 the next year, and it's going to be alternating home and away to get that automated for every 6 years. So one of your non-cons every year is going to be this Carolina bill, and you're going to be playing NC State if you two are in separate conferences. So this is going to limit your non-cons. But they want to pass this out to the fact that regardless of whatever conference you're in, you play each other, no matter what. There's $1 million set aside for other acts and other things that will be happening on there, and further funding could be increased by the state legislature. That's actually listed. So they're basically, the handwriting's on the wall. They know it. North Carolina's going to go one spot, NC State's going to go the other, but they want all of the institutions, not only NC State, North Carolina, but it's been brought up, every FBS institution needs to play each other. So They all will. Alternating, basically, you're going to be doing this in football and basketball. Men's and women's basketball and in football. North Carolina plays NC State every year. NC State plays North Carolina, and you're going to play either Coastal Carolina, App, Charlotte, or East Carolina every year. We just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That way, every 6 years, you've done the home and aways. That's basically what this is. It ties up your non-cons in football. But if you want to go to the SEC, is there a lot of momentum to get this to pass? Actually, yes. There's actually a lot of momentum to get this done, to have this locked up, because they want to keep it relatively intact and keep the rivalries intact, because for the betterment of everyone involved, they feel it's very, very important. Now, ideally, they'd love them to stay in the ACC. But they also know with this bill, that's not likely to happen. Even the state legislature knows North Carolina is going to bail. So Chapel Hill is going to hit the silk and go somewhere. They even know it. And they're trying to legally protect the other universities. Not calumny, but you have to play them every year. That way, instead of the money, it's the rivalries. So I think North Carolina might be agreeable to this. I think NC State might be. Coastal Carolina, and Charlotte, I think, would love the idea, because it helps their non-con schedule immensely. They got to play. Each of those schools is going to have a game. Basically they're doing a rotational basis, so you're playing one of those two schools almost every year. Maybe sometimes where you don't, but it's the way it's going to be. It's going to be crazy. Basketball's going to have that. I think this is a good thing for them, and it makes sense. It's rather progressive. Now, if the Virginia legislature wants to make it with a fact and do a similar thing, the problem is there's not that many universities in the state of Virginia at the FBS level. But the only two that pop up, you have Virginia and Virginia Tech, and those who would be the lower institutions, I think, would be Old Dominion and James Madison. And possibly do home and aways with them every 4 years for basketball and football. And they have to play, and Virginia has to play Virginia Tech every year. Possibly follow along the same lines. So there could be a Virginia House bill that gets done like this. I'm not saying there is one, but it could be done. So I'm saying is, don't be surprised if it happens. But there is quite a bit of momentum to get this done. So we will see how this rolls. I got a truck creeping up next to me. I'm out here in Lenoir City, Tennessee, on my way to Mebane, North Carolina, spend the night there, and I got to head into Clayton in the morning, around 10 in the morning, 9 in the morning, to go deliver my appointment. They couldn't get anything earlier because I guess they're under maintenance. Whatever, doors are limited, so I had to get pushed back. But yeah, I think this could be. I'm wondering if would UCLA, in terms of UCLA, would you rather pay the money short term for 3 to 6 years, or would you have to play them every year? That's a question. Would you rather pay the money, because it's originally the UCLA thing with Calamoni was supposed to be $10 million a year for 6 years. Now it's $10 million a year for 3 years, but we're going to revisit it. And it could be 6, it could be 9, it could be permanent. Would you rather pay the money and get the other non-cons, or would you rather schedule the non-cons and keep the cash? That's a question for all of you down in the comments regarding UCLA and Calford. But I think, like I said, I think this proposal from the House for North Carolina, I think this might be a step in the way other universities get handled. Would it surprise me if UCLA and Cal, instead of doing money, UCLA was forced to play Cal every year in football and basketball? And possibly be forced to play an USC of all the public institutions? I know, like San Diego State, Fresno State, San Jose State would have to do the same thing. They'd have to play UCLA and Cal. It's a way to get around the money. So why don't you tell me what you think about that? So like I said, we had an interesting little week here. If there's anything you think I missed, let me know in the comments. If there's any video ideas you have for videos, I've got some of you guys have got some video ideas, and haven't forgot about them. They're in the back burner, but a lot of crazy stuff's going on, like North Carolina on here, and then the House bill pops up that's actually proposing this. The one for the walk-ons literally happened on Friday. What happened on Friday? That was a little bomb they dropped before they left for the weekend. But why don't you let me know about everything down in the comments? So again, thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't done it already, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. You got Virginia Tech, mainly the North Carolina situation with what the House bill is. One, you think it's going to pass, and two, if you're one of the university, what would you rather do? Pay calimony or have to pay the school's non-con in perpetuity, forever? The money could end up being forever. What is your agreement with the calimony with UCLA? The idea of the NCAA want to eliminate walk-ons. What the hell? I think it's dumb as hell. Reducing scholarships, that's been off and on rumored for a while. But eliminating walk-ons is beyond dumb. Why don't you let me know your thoughts on that in the comments? Washington State joining the conference, Mountain West in a couple of sports. This is a step in getting things going. I mean, Oregon State might leave, because the thing is, Oregon State and Washington State, there's nothing binding the two of them now anymore. Oregon State could go to the Big 12. Washington State could be stuck merging with the Mountain West. It may not be both. It may just be one. Or it could be Washington State leaving and Oregon State gets stuck behind. There's nothing binding about it. Or they go to two different conferences. We don't know about any of this. But let you know your thoughts about all that. All the else I've done in the video in the comments. Anything I missed, let me know. Any other videos, like I said, let me know. Smash the like button. Hit the thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm. Share the video if you want to. And if you haven't done it already, check out some of the other videos. Thanks for all the subscribers I have. The totals are moving up. We're slowly doing bigger and better. Possibly some better things coming up. If things go well. I don't want to jinx it. There's actually a bunch of things potentially going on in the future. And a couple of them in the house that could be happening. Because I'd like to have like a home setup. I mean, I'm not going to get anything fancy, but something. You know what I mean? So I'm able to do a video from the house. The problem is I work so much. You know, get in the truck at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I'm not getting home until 5 p.m. on a Friday, sometimes later, and I'm back out again. 34-hour break, and I'm back in my truck. So I don't have a lot of time at home. It's, you know, doing groceries and doing laundry and all the other stuff that's got to be done. I don't have time to do much. So, hence the reason why most of these videos are in the truck, because that's basically where I spend most of my time. I mean, my car spends more times parked at the company lot than it does in front of my own house. It's crazy. Anyway, everybody subscribe to the channel. Thank you for doing so. And if you haven't subscribed yet, check out some of the videos I've done. If you like them, subscribe to the channel. You know, slowly on that crawl up to 1,000 so we can make some good things happen. So, thank you, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there. I hope weather's not too crazy where you're at. Off and on here. No wind, just a lot of clouds and not much rain, thankfully, but subject to change without prior notice. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Be safe out there, and please, be good to each other.